Welcome back. It's James at the CSE, and I'm pleased to be joined today once again with Emma Andrews, CEO of Nextleaf, listed on the CSE under the symbol OILS. That's OILS. Emma, thanks for joining us today. How are you?
I'm good. As we were speaking about before this, I'm gearing up for a trip to Australia, which I think segues well into what we're going to chat about today. So looking forward to going down under, but also going back. I've been in Australia many times in a past life, as you would say. So this will be nice under the career umbrella.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, very timely. Obviously, those watching know that the CSE is also now the owner of a national stock exchange down in Sydney. Obviously, a global expansion for the Canadian Securities Exchange. So hopefully maybe something comes of that. But let's start off just from just high level for those who maybe didn't watch the last clip or to get a feeling for how things have evolved. Emma, you've been very focused on building a differentiated technology-driven cannabinoid platform. But at a high level, how would you describe the strategic position of the company today? What's really the focus of Nextleaf?
Yeah, we've been a company now for seven to 8 years almost. And over that time, our trajectory has evolved into what we now consider being a total quality producer. This is truly oversight all elements of the supply chain and how we show up and serve the industry, from our sourcing, which this year is the first year we've been able to procure single origin, organically grown biomass for producing our high purity distillate. So the oversight from sourcing through to extraction, distillation, manufacturing, and then distribution into the market. So allows us really to execute our vision, which is to set the standard for processing at scale. Domestic expansion has been our focus for the past 7 years, and now it's going global. So that quality oversight will expand as our scaling continues.
Right. And you mentioned, you alluded to intellectual property. So obviously the company's backed by this property. What can you talk about with respect to its uniqueness and how it's meant to push forward the company?
Yeah. Investors that have known us for a little while might be familiar. We have over 75 global patents, and this relates to processing of cannabinoids. I know it's a tongue twister. We like to do that and trip people up with the many alliterations in cannabis. But we're a cannabinoid processor, and our IP portfolio allows us to do this with economical advantages and efficiency advantages compared to our peers in the industry. This patent portfolio was really what we kind of hung our hat on, if you will, at our inception. And since then, it's been the commercialization of our consumer packaged goods portfolio and the derivative products we're able to make with the ingredients that are the byproduct of the process that we've patented. So that commercial effort, our commercial strategy, now taking it global, that's really the validation of the IP portfolio that we first launched with. So it's true revenue that we're creating. It's not just fancy plaques on the wall to show how smart we are. It really is about actually executing in market with a compelling product portfolio. And that's part of what we're looking to capitalize on in the global supply chain.
Yeah, and that's a perfect dovetail into your commercial partners program, which I've read a little bit about. But for the viewers today, talk about that. How does that fit into your plans in Australia?
Yeah, super excited. Just last week, we announced our first export on record to Australia. This was a white label supply agreement, nearly 1 million soft gels. And this really indicates our economies of scale. We have purchase power that far exceeds our peers in the industry, and then our category leadership that we've built over 7 years, dominating through our soft gel portfolio specifically here in Canada. So leveraging this as part of the platform, our export ready platform for our commercial partners program, building B2B relationships with resellers in jurisdictions like Australia, which is a medical forward market, and taking our best foot forward, what we do best, which is high purity ingredients, into derivative products like soft gels, and working under either white label agreements or taking our own branded products under the banner Glacial Gold into emerging jurisdictions. So Australia is of note. That's our target market based on the synonymous nature of regulations and compliance, the certifications that our infrastructure has to allow us to export. And then also looking at Germany, which is much more prime for our B2B and ingredient export opportunities.
Right. And that's the soft gels just behind you there.
Yeah, you got it. And this is what we're best known for, though we commercialize a number of different products, everything from vapes to tinctures and oils. But soft gels is what we are the market leaders known for in Canada. Consistent quality, clean ingredients, and unparalleled value as well. We do the 200 pack format, which is a first of its kind in Canada. So by far, we are the most trustworthy brand in Canada.
Right. That's fantastic. Now let's talk about numbers for a sec. You mentioned emphasize capital efficient growth. Now, in an industry that had a history of a lot of capital expenditure, but maybe not a lot of efficient capital expenditure, it seems like you've been through this industry in a few cycles. What have you learned about capital efficiency and smart deployment of capital as you plan your growth globally?
This is, I truly think, one of the things we execute at the best in our industry. And you can look at things like our revenue per square foot as a way of validating how we've maximized opportunity in what we consider lovingly constraints-based innovation. And so we haven't been the LP that's gone for, the largest square footage operation and constant M&A activity. We've been focused on disciplined fundamentals, which includes creating the right infrastructure for us to scale from. And so for us, we've really focused on improving our gross margin over time. And this has allowed us to scale modestly, but allowed us to not dilute. So we haven't taken on debt. We're a debt-free company right now. We've got positive cash flow, positive EBITDA. The fundamentals are there. And a big part of this has just been, again, like operating diligently to continually aggressively optimize our portfolio to make sure we're launching the highest margin profit or the highest margin products into the most profitable categories. And then also even within our B2B model, we've been really emphasizing a shift into bulk ingredients versus toll processing, which for those that have followed our financial statements over the past year, toll processing was a big part of our contributions from our B2B business last year. As I mentioned, we've just procured our biomass buy for the fall from the fall harvest. Outdoor grown biomass that we're converting into distillate. So this will increase our bottom line by about 4 to 5 million this year from bulk ingredient sales. So this is a higher margin activity than toll processing. So last year we had about a 25% gross profit margin, and we look to consider this, a great baseline going forward that we'll improve on.
Bulk, is that hemp derived or cannabis derived?
It can be both. So outdoor grown can be hemp derived. We really optimize based on the quality of the biomass. So quality in equals quality out. The higher potency yields, the higher potency cultivars yield higher purity distillate. And so, at this point, we're actually able to procure from single origin cultivators rather than, spot buying and piecing it together. And maybe you don't have the best quality biomass. So you might be processing it less economically to get the same yield. But now we're getting premium yields and premium quality product. Still aggressive pricing in terms of wholesale costs for distillate, but that's where, our business is quite resilient, having CPG and branded product portfolio as well.
Yeah. And to be clear, you guys don't grow.
We do not. Yeah. Which puts us in a very unique position. We're not plant touching. So no biological assets. It's all about ingredients, manufacturing, and scalable advantages.
Yeah. Now, we touched on a few strategic levers, but is there any in particular as you look forward that you're going to continue to pull here as you look to build the foundation of this business as you go global?
Yeah, in domestic landscape in Canada, I'm really excited about the white space in the wellness opportunity. Product formats that are non-combustible, like soft gels and oils, this represents a massive opportunity for those that are looking for a better for you offering and understand how cannabis can improve quality of life. So they may not be a medical customer purchasing from the recreational channel. Glacial Gold has an incredible opportunity to consider, growing that category leadership size in Canada. Meanwhile, building off that platform, validated formulations, the trustworthy brand identity that we built under Glacial Gold and taking that global, it's a very uncrowded landscape for derivative products. The shift is happening where we're seeing resellers moving away from dried flower and into derivative products. So the poignancy right now is really ripe for us. And having built up this foundation, the financial discipline to know that we're going to be the most, trustworthy and reliable partner as time goes on, it just gives me a lot of hope and a lot of motivation and a lot of excitement for where we're headed in the future.
Awesome. Two-part last question. What has you excited about the cannabis industry 2026, 2027 in your role in it? And then after that, I want to know where you're going to be in the next few weeks because you've got a busy schedule ahead of you.
Yeah, the disruptive growth that we in particular are going to execute against in 2026 and 2027, it's going to be disruptive in terms of the revenue growth we're able to achieve, in terms of market share, in terms of the jurisdictions that we operate within. I know our loyal investor base has been waiting for us to kind of tip this critical mass in terms of both market share in Canada, but then also going global. So this is a really transformative year for us. And we've been putting such diligent work into the fundamentals we've spoken about, but also also things like digital transformation. We have a new ERP system that'll be in place for this entire fiscal year. And I know that integration and the communication between our accounting and our inventory, it just allows us to scale with so much greater ease. So I'm excited for our team to have the tools, the process, we've got the talent in place to take this to the next level and to actually execute at a scale that we've been envisioning for years and building towards. So it's a very, very transformative year. And yeah, that has me fired up for sure, which is good timing. I'm headed on a plane just this Thursday, as we spoke about, to Australia. I'll be in both Brisbane and Melbourne for a global medical symposium, as well as to meet with different prospective commercial partners. And so just a really exciting time for us at Nextleaf. And yeah, it's been a pleasure to chat with you, James, and kind of bring everyone up to speed on the story.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And for those who want to continue following your journey, where should they tune in to follow both Nextleaf and maybe yourself?
Yeah, I appreciate it. So Emma Andrews on LinkedIn, I put a lot out there in regards to both being a female leader in the space, the cannabis industry being a bit of an underdog story, but then also just the global export scene. If anyone's interested in how things are evolving in that landscape, I'll be sharing a lot of thoughts through my travels. So find me on LinkedIn, but nextleafsolutions.com. That's where you can get all of our press releases and keep up to date on anything investor engagement related.
Yeah, and obviously OILS, OILS at thecse.com. You can get all your information there as well, including your press releases, monthly filings, and all the stock information. Emma, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck on your trip. And we'll be watching it very closely, of course.
Awesome. Chat soon. Thanks, James.
All the best.